Okay, so I've arrived here in El Bolson in southern Patagonia, Argentina, and just got here today, and I'm very excited. And I'm here at the La Escuelita school, the Waldorf kindergarten school that I worked on about 10 years ago, back in 2002. And so I always knew that in 2012 I was going to come back to visit, so here I am. So I'll give you a little tour of the school. It's actually holding up very, very well. So since I was here last, they put a red pigment on it, probably a lime wash of some sort with a red pigment. And then on the inside, they actually put a wood floor down. It used to be a cement floor. They put a wood floor. These doors, I love these doors. These doors are beautiful. And then coming inside, it's kind of dark in here. But what we can see, the inside is actually a different color too. They did a flour paste milk paint over the plaster, and so it's looking really, really beautiful. Really beautiful. It's holding up just great. This was the little kids play area in here. So we put these round windows in, and these bottles, and yeah, it's really sweet in here. These big columns, and then this is a loft right up in here. Some people sleeping up here now. The stained glass windows, and we had embedded tiles right into the walls. It's really nice to see them still there. And adobe bricks. These are adobe bricks that we just kept there to kind of accentuate the arches. And then coming around this way, this was where they had a little bathroom in here. This was a straw bale wall. That's why you can tell the walls are so thick. These are straw bales. So there's some showers in here, and here's the kitchen. And so this is a straw clay wall. This is made with forms, with straw mixed with clay, compacted into the forms, and then plastered. And since I was in here, they did these sculpted some roses in here. Really pretty. And then outside, so here's the tree, the tree of life. This is actually my very first sculpture I ever did, doing this in this tree here. And so since then, they put flowers all over it. It's really pretty, and the sun here to illuminate the hearts and the minds of the young souls in here. And then on this here, this is the windshield. This is a car windshield we put in. We did the sculpting around it. It's really neat to see. Gosh, and the living roof. The living roof, yes. So we had talked about putting a big ramp right here, going down here, to allow sheep or goats or animals to climb up the ramp to cut the grass on the roof. Looks like there's a nice hot water. This is a hot water system. Looks like a solar hot water system. That wasn't there when I was here.
Buen dia. I'm Alex Edelson. This is my home, my house, living organism, an organism in process, and it's made out of natural materials, earthen built. We're here in the Rio Azul Valley, near the town of El Bolson, where I'm proud to say that the earthen building movement is strong. We've made some important steps, many people coming together, in many cases clandestinely, perhaps, yet in a way out of celebration, situations all over the place, all over this comarca, as they call our bioregion, the Comarca Andina, coming together to create our spaces, to create our destinies. And it's gotten to the point too that even on the municipal level they have accepted an ordinance now recognizing that this is a dignified way of building, and we are very happy about that. My own house is built out of here on the north wall, given that we're in the southern hemisphere. This is where our winter sun comes in. So we have what would be a kind of a wattle and daub, or what they call pared francesa or quincha here. We have bamboo river cane here, filled with mud and stone, and then plastered over with the mud again. So this would be, I had hoped that one day too I could build maybe a greenhouse here on the north side to capture our winter sun, and use this wall as kind of to generate a massive heat. Yet on the southern side, come on in, come on in. On the southern side, I wanted to show you all, there are 4 walls here on the southern side. The building has 7 walls, 7 sides. The 3 sides to the north are made of wattle and daub with the stones, as I was explaining. Here on the south side there are 4 walls of straw bale. This is a straw bale wall, and of course this is to try and hold in the heat. It would be the insulation side where our winter sun does not hit. So we're trying to just create a thermal barrier here. Got my stove here on the extreme south side, which is my source of heat to kind of complement the sun when we don't have as much sun in winter. I've also placed most of the windows on the north side, and that is of course because the light entering then it also helps to generate and capture heat. I can say that this was a hand-built house. We don't have electricity. The woodwork was done with a chainsaw. Mostly, not all, locally harvested wood. Locally, as in on the same premise. I think that at the time, I probably put in a total of $1,000 into this house, and pretty much most of the materials are locally sourced. Just about everything, I would say.
Okay. All right. So we're here now at a place called the Cascades Escondido, the hidden waterfalls, and there's been a workshop here for the past week in natural building, and led by Jorge Blanco and a team of about 5 other instructors. And so they built various different structures here on the property, and this is one of the structures they did. So this is an oven using a barrel on the inside. So this is different than the typical cob oven. So as you can see here, it has this barrel here, and so inside the barrel, that's where they do the cooking, right here. So they have they're cooking some pork in there now, and so the fire is made down here. So the fire is made down here, and then there's a chamber going from here. Inside there's a space, and so the smoke goes on the inside, and then it goes out the chimney. And so this is a very efficient way of doing an oven, because you don't need very much firewood, and it heats up very fast, and really within 15 minutes it's hot enough to cook your food. And so it's a very efficient way of doing an oven. And so this is going to dry out some more, and then it'll be plastered with some kind of a plaster. And so this is another way of doing an earth oven.
I know is somebody from the United States who came to make a workshop. This was this group. They were making the workshop here in the school, and I think this was a little bit the beginning of people discovering this in one sense an old way of building, but was new for us because we are the civilization of the cement, the concrete. So there was a group very important working in this and making buildings, and they make a film that is called Las manos, el barro, la casa. You know, the hands, the clay, and the house. And here in this video they explain all the possibilities, all the techniques that you can use in building, and also a little bit of history about in the very past in Africa, in India.
It's very well done, very professional done, and it is very it's contagious when you see the film, and it is really well done, no?
Mm-hmm.
With the music and everything, and you get into the vibration of it, and it's really you finish the film, you want to do a house like this. It's really
and here there is a center of permaculture, and they are working also in construction, in natural construction.
And you remember?
So there was a lot of workshops, a lot of people coming and sharing their experience.
Hi. So we're here in El Bolson. This is another example of one of the earthen houses that have been built here, one of the many. So this is a kind of a little greenhouse area. So you can see here the earth walls with the recycled bottles in them, and a car windshield here. And so I'll show you a couple more examples. So this here is a little shed that was built just using pallets. And so pallets filled with bottles, just empty wine, beer, glass bottles, and then some straw kind of packed in there also. And so it's a great way to use, get recycled materials. And so right over here, there's an example of a whole house that was built using this technique. All right, so as you can see here, we got this beautiful little house here. This is all built out of pallets filled with bottles and straw, and using bottles, all recycled glass, and so it's a nice two-story house. So,
Hoy estamos trabajando con amigos, que eso es un poco la minga, ¿no? Que es ir a un lugar y entre varias personas ahí así darle un empujón a toda la historia.
Here we are at the Semilioteca, or the seed library, or the seed bank, as you wish, where we are creating perhaps one day will be a seed saving hub, where we plan to provide an alternative to Monsanto, and the plan is to work with local producers, and the basic premise is that if everybody just dedicates a little bit of time and space to producing seeds, that we can produce enough seeds for our needs in our own region. Just requires a coordinated effort. So people will come with the seeds they produce, enter them into the Semilioteca, the seed bank, and that is like credit for them, so that they can then choose a whole diverse, have access to a whole diversity of all the other seeds that are united and gathered in the Semilioteca. So we've brought together some interesting materials here for our needs. We're using here, what would you call this in English? Well, we call this bolsas de tierra apisonada in Spanish. rammed earth bags. I put just a little earth paint on it, a little clay paint, because it's sensitive to the UV until we get plaster up on it. And it's going to have a living roof. So we're talking about here pretty much a good thick, just a good thick covering of earth all around our seed-saving space. And that helps to stabilize the temperature inside. So we're going to have earth on the roof, earth on the walls, earth down below, and that's going to be our environment for seeds, for saving the seeds, conserving the seeds.
This is one of the examples of one of the structures that have been built here. This was built about 4 years ago, and so this is actually a library here. And so as you can see, the walls are all built out of earth, just local earth right from the ground. And what they actually did with this, with some of the walls here, is they made a form. They made a form about a foot thick, and then they packed the cob mix, the sand, clay, straw mix, right into the form, and then they took off the form. So that's what these are. They also had some adobe bricks. Also, you can kind of tell that, you know, see some of the adobe bricks here, and so they haven't plastered it yet. It's just kind of the raw look. But we'll go inside and check it out. So this is actually kind of a grand opening party for a library. Yeah. And here's some books here that you know, like Volver a la Naturaleza, return to nature, right? And so here's actually, this is one of the guys who actually worked on the structure here. And ¿tú puedes decir algo sobre la construcción? ¿Cómo hacemos eso?
Esta es como los ladrillos de adobe, mucha arcilla, mucha arena, y usamos pasto, usamos hasta pinocha, pero lo ideal con no haber paja, usamos ese material y vamos a buscar algo.
You can tell that it's much cooler inside. It's very hot outside, and so you can tell it's really much cooler inside, even with doors open and everything. And we have the living earth structures. We're talking about building an oven, kind of like similar to this, one of these ovens here. The name of this village here is Barrios de los Hornos. Pero there's no hornos, there's no ovens in this little neighborhood. So we're talking about maybe doing an oven with some benches around it, and to kind of make it understandable why it's called Barrios de los Hornos. And so come along here, this is the kitchen. You know, so they're making pizza here. They most definitely need a cob oven for cooking the pizza.
The concept of a minga is, per se, people in a certain area, neighborhood, that get together on a particular day, maybe a Sunday or whenever everyone's free, and work on someone's house, right? Everyone together, and then when that house is done, they eventually get all the houses that need to be done there, everyone that works in that network, that minga network.
And so this is an active thing that's happening here in El Bolson.
Oh yeah. Yeah, very active.
Cool.
Okay. We have been working for this last year in natural building. We approach to this technique because we know that it's the oldest in the world, and we start to develop many techniques. This is one example, then you will see another examples. Natural building in this area in the last 6 years, with the growing of the examples, has been like a big movement. Many of the people who live in the countryside took this technology to make their dreams become true, because natural building give you the tools to build your own house with your own hands and with your friends. And here we show and we work with the power of the volunteering. The people come here from all around the world to help us and to help all our neighbors with their hands and with their knowledge. And they come here also to learn this new development that is growing in this area. They bring to their countries the knowledge of the natural building and also the knowledge of sharing with another people who is interested in similar stuff. But from inside you can see it's a big work in bottles and glasses and also mosaico. All is made over natural building. Here you have a little cement, what can I say, for the joint. It is stick with clay, but then the joint is industrial stuff, just to join it, no? And it's a Fibonacci project, it's a Proporción Aurea. This is a dry toilet. Something amazing. It's like a mushroom. When the spores of the mushroom comes everywhere, this is what is happening here. It's very fast, but also because it's not fast for nothing. It's fast now because this has been since the 70s, 60s that the people of all around the world is arriving here. All around the world. This is not a place where it's only Argentinians. Here is people from all around the world, and putting their energy and putting their intelligence, and most of the people who live here knows that the system will work not so long. So many people want to create something new, and this is the point, that why there is many experiences that come true here. The people is coming and putting together power, mind, and the ego is melting a little. So in the moment that the ego melts, the projects become true, and it's very interesting. This is a natural building construction also. It was added to the house, this first house that we can see there. It was made with cement bricks and it was very cold. So we decided to make an innovation in natural building. So we create an insulation from outside. Over the cement brick we make holes and we cement like big screws, and then over that we make a wood frame, and that wood frame was the support for paja alivianada, paja encofrada, with the boards. So we put all the paja alivianada over the whole wall, and then we make the gross plasters and the fine plasters. So we get a much more insulated house and much more efficient, but it's impossible to imagine the difference between one time and another time. Total.
So we are playing around with making some bricks here. We're using these corn cobs, right? So these are just corn, the inside of corn, and so we're putting these corn cobs into our cob bricks. So we have a mix here that has a lot of straw in it, so it has a lot of insulation. This is like a good insulative brick. So here in South America, this brick would go on the south side where there isn't very much sun, and the north side would have, where there's lots of sun, it would have, that's where you'd have the dense adobe bricks, you know, to keep out the heat of the day. But then the south side you'd have a well-insulative brick, so that's where these cobs come in handy. So we're just putting these cobs right into the cob, and so we just kind of embed it in there, and then put our mix over it. This mix here could even have more straw in it also. And so an advantage of doing it this way is you don't need as much material, you don't need as much straw and clay, because the cob takes up the space. Alright. So, and also it gives a use to these cobs here. Gives a use to these cobs because at festivals and a lot of events and fairs and restaurants, they don't really have a use for cob. And so this actually is giving a good use to the cob, and of course is playing around with the word cob, because cob is this and cob is this. So it's actually very appropriate because here we're in La Camorca. Well, this valley here is called La Comarca, and which translates as the Shire, right? The Shire. And so the Shire, so La Comarca, well, we can also call it cob, more cob. Cob, more cob. So let's go ahead and make one brick for right now. So we'll take this up, right? Our cob brick. So
my family and I are living in the jardín at the Escuelita for the summer, and my kids go to school here during the school year. And they wanted to take on a little building project for the summer, so we're building a little casita out here. It's a straw clay, straw mud mixture. It's all made of waste material, so the wood that we're using is all waste logs from a local carpinteria or branches that were just on site. The straw and hay is all waste from other projects that's left over. The mud is pulled out from on site. The bottles are all obviously reused. The glass that's in there is broken glass that nobody was going to use. The only thing that's not waste is really the nails. And the roof will have some material on it that we bought. We bought it out. But otherwise it's all reclaimed from within about 300 meters of this spot. And that was the idea, to do something that we could use everything on site. And let
okay, so I'm here in the machine. I just bought this lamb's wool skin from these guys, and so I'm in a classic Hobbit house. If you come a little closer, you can see.
Abrí la puerta.
You know, it's a beautiful arched door, and so it's just a beautiful little house here, made using just local wood right from the property. And over the door here, we've got some hands here, you know, just sculpted.
Tiene un significado, ¿sabía? En la tierra pidiendo ayuda.
La tierra.
Pidiendo ayuda a Dios.
Ajá.
Al cielo.
Tú puedes. Okay.
Que es la tierra es la mano de abajo y la mano de arriba es la de Dios, la de el Altísimo. Pidiendo
ayuda.
Ayuda.
De Dios. Perfecto. Lindo. So this is so this is like the hands are like asking help from God, from Dios.
Sí.
Right? From the tierra y el cielo.
Sí.
You know, compartiendo, unidos.